What's up, homies? It's Ryan, and today we are back with episode number 2 of our Seattle Mariners franchise here on Out of the Park Baseball 19, OOTP 19. As I said, these things would probably just happen on the weekends until sometime in May when I'm finally done school, but as for right now, they will probably be limited to one episode a week, probably on Saturdays or Sundays. I believe this episode will go up on a Sunday. But regardless, it is episode 2. I want to thank y'all for all the support. At this point in time, the last time I checked, we are close to 3,000 views on my first episode, which really means a lot. The fact that I can go away from my YouTube channel for a long period of time and then come back and get as much likes as I did, get as much support, get as many views, just get a lot of comments. It really does mean a lot to me. You guys will never understand. You know, I would do this even if I got 5 views on my videos. So the fact that I can get close to 3,000 in a week is mind-boggling to me. I truly do appreciate it. I want to thank you all for that. If you subscribe, because I've been getting a lot of notifications about that, I want to thank you as well. Hopefully, I can keep you around for a while. Hope you find my future content entertaining. But it is episode number 2, and as you can see, it is opening day around the major leagues. You see our season expectation from our owner, Howard Lincoln, is that we should play 500 ball, and I think that is a fair expectation. I don't know if this team can make a run at the playoffs. I'm really worried about the pitching especially, but we will see if we can play 500 ball and make the playoffs. The top 100 prospects list was published, and as you can see, no surprise, the number 1 prospect in baseball is the two-way player Shohei Ohtani, who is on the Angels. Ronald Acuna is number 2, followed by Gleyber Torres, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Victor Robles, Fernando Tatis Jr., Nick Senzel, Bo Bichette, Walker Buehler, and Mackenzie Gore. And that's about what I would expect. That's a fair top 10. As I said, it is opening day, so let's get a look at those preseason predictions. So we take a look here at the AL West. Your Seattle Mariners are projected to finish 78-84, well out of the race in the AL West, and it would seem as though we are going to be obviously well out of the race of the wild card if things go this way, because as it stands right now in these predictions, the Angels would get the first wild card spots. They would go 90-72. And the Blue Jays, surprisingly, would get the second AL wildcard spot, goes 87-75. The Red Sox, the 81-81, is actually kind of surprising. I'll see if there's any more surprises. Cleveland only winning 92 games is a bit of a surprise. I think Minnesota, that's probably fair. I think they have several question marks. Detroit winning 73 is surprising because I don't think they're going to win that many. Kansas City winning 70, I think, is a little surprising. I don't think the White Sox will be that bad. I don't think they'll be 65-97 bad. Everything else, I guess, is okay. Maybe the Rangers get a few more wins in there. Maybe the A's play a little closer to 500 if everything goes right. But let's see the top hitters. We are not projected to have any of the top hitters. Your top 10 hitters in the AL are supposed to be Mike Trout, Stanton in his first year with the Yankees, Lindor, Altuve, Sanchez, Springer, Correa, Donaldson, Dozier, and Judge. And in the pitcher side, you have Chris Sale, Kluber, Severino, Verlander, Gray, Stroman, Salazar, Tanaka. So 3 Yankee starters supposed to be in the top 10, Happ and Archer. And then in the National League, looking at the division winners, the Nationals, Cubs, and Dodgers are projected to win their respective divisions. I think that's about fair. I don't know if the Cardinals would go 93-69 in real life. That seems like a bit of a stretch, but they are projected to get the first wild card spot. And the second wild card spot by 2 games is projected to go to the Diamondbacks. The Braves are projected to go 82-80 to finish 2 games out of the second wild card spot, along with the Rockies. Both of them projected to go 82-80. Top 10 hitters in the National League projected to be Votto, Arenado, Bellinger, Goldschmidt, Rizzo, Blackmon, Seager, Ozuna, Puig, and Harper. And in the NL, for pitchers, you have Kershaw, Strasburg, Scherzer, Syndergaard. So NL East heavy there at the top. Quintana, Hendricks, Wainwright is very surprising. I don't think he's going to be that good. That is a bit of a stretch. DeGrom, Gray, and Samardzija. Samardzija is also very surprising, too. I don't think he's going to be a top 10 arm. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty interesting preseason predictions. But, of course, it doesn't matter what the predictions are. It matters what actually happens when you go out and play the games. And that's what we're going to do today. And the one of the new features in Out of the Park Baseball 19 was their 3D engine when you go to play games. So I figured for this episode, I'm not going to do this for every game. For those of you that have been around the channel for a while, you'll know that I'll play opening day like this. And then if there's any games towards the end of the season during the stretch run that I need to play in person, I'll do that. And then every playoff game, I'll play live as well. But most of the time, I do end up simulating. That's how the series normally goes for most of it. But it is opening day, so we will play this game. We have to go up against the Cleveland Indians, the team that lost to the New York Yankees in the ALDS a season ago. So, you know, they're going to be out on their revenge tour. So I do want to, I think this lineup's fine. Yeah, we can go with that. I'm okay with that. Oh, actually, there is one thing I want to change. Just for the culture, we are going to give Felix Hernandez the opening day start as our starting pitcher. So whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Return to the game. I want to make sure. I think I'm okay with the lineup. I'm pretty sure I'm okay. So I think we will go. Yeah, okay. So we'll go with Felix Hernandez as our starting pitcher, just for the culture. He has been with the team forever, so we will give Felix the opening day start. He's not as good of a pitcher as Paxton, but we will give him the opening day start. So your starting lineup. If we go back here, D. Gordon, Robinson Cano, Kyle Seager, Nelson Cruz, Mitch Haniger, Gene Segura, Mike Zunino, Ichiro Suzuki, who is back with the Mariners after a while away, and Ryan Healy, the offseason acquisition from the Athletics. King Felix is the starting pitcher, and they'll be going up against a very, very good Indians lineup that features Francisco Lindor, Michael Brantley, Jose Ramirez, Edwin Encarnacion, Yonder Alonso, Lonnie Chisenhall, Austin Barnes, Jason Kipnis, and Tyler Naquin. I guess they traded for Austin Barnes because I'm pretty sure he was not on the team to begin the year. And they will start with Corey Kluber, their ace. So let's see. I think this is all good. Oh, actually, let me make sure that the sound is off. That is something that we need to do. We need to disable the sound. I'm very glad I remembered to do that. And I think that everything is fine. Other than that, we'll go with that. Okay, yeah. So let's start the game. Here we go. Opening day for the Seattle Mariners. It is the Indians and the Mariners. We have Felix on the mound. So let's take a look here at this 3D stuff. Normally I'll just go half inning by half inning, but we're gonna see how this 3D looks. I'm really excited to see how it looks. I know my computer can run it, so let's take a look and see. So first pitch from Hernandez to Zunino. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Safeco Field. It's grounded to Hernandez, and it's thrown over to Healy at first base. That was 2-0, and it was a bunt. So Lindor was trying to get on first base via a bunt, but Hernandez was right there. And let's see. So I'm trying to get used to this layout. It's a little different from the previous year. So Michael Brantley, the left fielder, is now up at the dish. The count is 0-2. That one hit into right field for a base hit. So the Indians now have a runner on first base. Felix not able to put Brantley away. He had an 0-2 count. Now runner on first, one out. Now up to the plate is the left-handed batter, Jose Ramirez. 1-0 count. And can this be a 4-6-3 double play? 4-6. Will it be? Yes, it'll be a 4-6-3 double play. And that ends the top of the first for the visiting Cleveland team. Now the Mariners will get their first ups. Let's take a look. D. Gordon, the offseason acquisition from the Miami Marlins. He'll do a little first pitch swinging, and it'll be an easy 6-3 put out. D. Gordon not able to beat out the throw from Lindor. He grounds out to his opposite number to start out the game. Now Robinson Cano on a full count hits that into the outfield for a base hit in front of the Indian center fielder. Rounded first, but went back, so a single for Robinson Cano with one out. So runner on first base, just one away, bringing up the potent offensive threat in Kyle Seager. 1-2 count. And will this be a 4-5-3 double play? No, it will just be a 4-5 put out. So they were playing the shift on Kyle Seager, and the third baseman had to end up going to second base. That was Jose Ramirez. And so he does not ground into a double play, but there are still two away. That brings up Nelson Cruz, the power threat in this Mariners lineup. And he'll do a little first pitch swinging. Will that get into the outfield? Yes, it will. And Kyle Seager rounds second, heads into third, and pulls in safely. So he gets from first to third on the hit by Nelson Cruz. So runner in scoring position, 2 outs. It brings up Mitch Haniger, and Haniger can give the Mariners the early 1-0 lead if he finds just a patch of grass out there in the outfield. 3-1 count, and it will be ball 4, so it loads the bases. So Cruz on second, Seager on third, Haniger draws the walk. He's on first, and it brings up Gene Segura, who is a pretty solid option to have up at the plate right now. Bases loaded, 2 away. 1-1 count. Segura hits it into the gap in right field for a base hit. Cruz rounds third, heading for home, and he'll score as well. And the hometown Seattle Mariners take the early 2-0 lead on the RBI single by Gene Segura. Now up to the plate is Mike Zunino, another power threat in this Seattle lineup. A 2-1 count. Zunino, it's off Barnes, and now the runners will advance. Segura now at second, Haniger into third, and this inning is just going from bad to worse for Corey Kluber. And Mike Zunino now with a full count, and he swings and misses, strike 3. But the Mariners do manage to put up 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning to take a big 2-0 lead over the visiting Cleveland Indians. Top of the second. Now Felix Hernandez going up against the 4, 5, 6 hitters, the heart of the order, Encarnacion, Alonso, and Chisenhall. He has a 1-2 count on Encarnacion. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3. A bad chase for Encarnacion. That's the first out of the inning. Now we will go to Yonder Alonso, the offseason signing for the Cleveland Indians to fill in for Carlos Santana. Alonso sends that one into left field, but right to the left fielder. That was to Ichiro Suzuki. That's the second out of the inning. And now that brings up the right fielder, Lonnie Chisenhall, on 1-0 count. He blasted to right field. That one's not going to stay in the park. That is a... No, it does stay in the park. Oh, my goodness. I thought that was gone. It seemed like he was gone. The right fielder was running pretty slowly. I figured it was gone, but right at the wall, you could not get much closer than that. The shot from Chisenhall falls just short of a home run. And with that, we will head to the bottom of the second. Mariners still with a 2-0 lead. It'll be Ichiro, Ryan Healy, and then the top of the order for the Mariners. Here is Ichiro's first at bat as a Mariner in a while, and he swings and misses for strike 3. So strikeout to begin Ichiro's second stint with Seattle. Ryan Healy, the power threat from the Oakland Athletics, full count, and he swings and misses. Another strikeout for Kluber, his third of the night. That will flip the lineup over to bring back up D. Gordon, who was 0 for 1 today. 1-2 count, and he strikes he strikes out. That's unbelievable. We just went down on he struck out the side, did Corey Kluber, so give him 4 strikeouts. D. Gordon now 0 for 2 in his Mariners debut, but the Mariners still lead 2-0. Felix Hernandez right now, he is only at 16 pitches through 2 innings. So he definitely has a lot of gas left in the tank. He'll face the 7, 8, 9 hitters to begin this inning, the third inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Austin Barnes went after a bad pitch. That's the second strikeout of the night for King Felix. That brings up Jason Kipnis batting from the 8th hole. 2-2 count to Kipnis. He swings and misses. Got him swinging with the slider. Give Felix 3 strikeouts. Can he strike out the side? Tyler Naquin settles in. Nope. Tyler Naquin flies into center field. D. Gordon, though, right there for the grab. And that'll do it. So we are now through 2.5. And the Indians still looking for their first run, down 2-0. The lineup now has flipped over. Cano, Seager, and Cruz due up for the Mariners in the bottom of the third. 1-2 count to the second baseman, Robinson. Cano hits that one out to center field, but unfortunately right at the center fielder for the most part. And Naquin comes down with it, and that's the first out of the inning. We now move on to Kyle Seager. 1-1 count to Kyle Seager. He hits that one into left center field, and it'll drop for a base hit. So Kyle Seager now on base yet again for the second consecutive plate appearance. And that brings up the power threat in Nelson Cruz. Cruz on the 2-2 pitch, swings and misses, strike 3. 5th strikeout, I believe, for Corey Kluber on the evening. And now there are 2 away for the Indians. That brings up Mitch Haniger. And on 0-1 count to Haniger, he hits it right to the Indians' third baseman, Jose Ramirez. He opts to go to second base, and that will end the inning. We are a third of the way through this game, and your Mariners still hold a 2-0 lead over the Indians, who only have 1 hit through 3 innings of play. Move now to the 4th. Felix only at 26 pitches. He has to face the top of the order, the 1, 2, 3 hitters, and the top of the 4th. So here is the pitch to Lindor, and it'll be a 3 unassisted as he grounds out to Healy. And so that's the first out of the 4th frame. Michael Brantley now up at the dish. A 1-2 count to Brantley. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bad swing there by Michael Brantley. And that is the second out of the inning. Felix now with 4 strikeouts. He's feeling it. Can he get through another inning unscathed? He has to face Jose Ramirez. 1-0 count to the third baseman, Ramirez. That one hit right to Healy, who will take it to first base himself. And Hernandez, vintage Felix right now. He has 4 strikeouts. He's through 4 innings and has allowed just 1 hit on opening day. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Segura, Zunino, and Suzuki due up for the Mariners. 1-2 count to the Segura, I almost said Zunino, but it was to Segura. He cannot beat out the throw from Lindor. That's one quick out. Kluber still pitching for the Indians. He's currently at 61 pitches through 3 1/3. That brings up a Mike Zunino, who is 0 for 1 today. Zunino on a 1-2 count, hits it into left center field. Will it find room in the gap? Yes, it does. It'll roll all the way to the wall. It bounces off the wall. Zunino pulls into second with a double. And Mike Zunino gets his first hit of the 2018 campaign. And he puts a runner in scoring position with just one out. And Ichiro now up at the plate. 0-0 count to Ichiro. He hits it into left field for a base hit. It's fielded by the left fielder, Michael Brantley, but another run will score for the Mariners. That is Mike Zunino, and on opening day in front of their home crowd, Seattle has taken a 3-0 lead on an RBI single by Ichiro Suzuki. The 9-hole hitter now, Ryan Healy, is up at the plate. 1-0 count to Healy. He hits that one to the shortstop. 6-4-3 double play for the Indians. And that will end the inning, but not before another run passes for the Mariners as they take a 3-0 lead into the 5th inning. We have Edwin Encarnacion up at the plate facing Felix Hernandez. Edwin Encarnacion 0 for 1 today. Here is the 0-1 pitch. Encarnacion hits that into right center field, but right there for the grab, the diving grab is D. Gordon. He hauls it in on the run, and there's the first out of the inning. Felix Hernandez facing now Yonder Alonso. The 1-2 count, swing and a miss, strike 3. 5th strikeout of the night for Felix Hernandez, and that'll bring up Lonnie Chisenhall. The 1-1 count to Chisenhall, who flew out to the warning track last time. This time he'll fly out to D. Gordon, and that will end the inning. 5 scoreless frames for King Felix as we head to the bottom of the 5th with the Mariners up 3-0. Dan Otero, the new pitcher in the game for the Indians. I should have said that last inning because he has thrown 2 pitches already. So Kluber did not go very far. Apparently Otero recorded 2 outs on 2 pitches, which is not what you want. So let's take a look here at can we see the box score out of curiosity? I know there's, okay, yeah. So box score, so taking a look here. So Kluber lost only 3 1/3 innings. He allows 6 hits. 3 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts on just 66 pitches. And then they bring in Dan. I don't know why I said Doe. They bring Joe. They bring in Dan Otero, who gets 2 outs on 2 pitches in relief of Kluber. Now he's back out for this inning of work. Kluber in line for the loss if Cleveland cannot put together some runs here. Let's go back to game action. Otero still in the game. He faces the top of the order here. Gordon, Cano, Seager due up for the Mariners. It's an 0-0 count. First pitch to Gordon, grounds out to Lindor. Will it be a 6-3 putout? And yes, it will. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. It brings up Robinson, Cano. 2-2 count to the second baseman for the Mariners, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Otero's first strikeout of the campaign. That gives up the third baseman, the left-hander, Kyle Seager. First pitch to Seager. He hits that out into center field. It's hit well, and it's going to 1 bounce off the wall. Seager pulls into second with a double, so a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Nelson Cruz. We'll see if Cruz can push yet another run across the board for the M's. He'll do a little first pitch swing. That one is blasted out to center field. Will Naquin get to it? Yes, he will. Naquin puts it away, and the runner from second not able to score. We're now over halfway through this game. Mariners with a 3-0 lead over the visiting Indians. Felix only had 45 pitches through 5 innings as he starts his 6th inning of work. He'll face the 7, 8, 9 hitters. 2-2 count to Austin Barnes. Here is the pitch. Barnes grounds to third base. Then they get the 5-3 put out. Yes, they can. Seager throws it over to Healy for out number 1. Now Kipnis up at the plate. He'll do a little first pitch swing. That one hit out to shortstop. And will Kipnis beat it out? No, he will not. Kipnis retired for out number 2 on the 6-3 putout. Now the number 9 hitter, Tyler Naquin, 0 for 1 today. Here is the 2-2 pitch to the center field, Naquin. That's hit once again out to Segura, over to Healy, and that will do it. 6 scoreless innings for Felix Hernandez, a vintage Felix performance as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Here now, Mitch Haniger is up at the dish. First pitch swinging, and it'll find some room through the first and second base gap. Haniger rounds first, and he has himself a single. That brings up the shortstop, Gene Segura. He'll do first pitch swinging, but will this be a 6-4-3 double play? Yes, it will. So the Mariners get a runner on base immediately, but it's a 6-4-3 double play. Lindor to Kipnis to Alonso. And now there are 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Mike Zunino, 1 for 2 today. Here is the 1-0 pitch, and that one grounded weakly to the pitcher, Otero, who throws it over to Alonso, and that'll end the inning. 2/3 of the way through this game, the Mariners in the home stretch up 3-0. Cleveland just 1 hit on the night. Here is King Felix, only at 56 pitches. He has to face the 1-2-3 hitters to start off this inning. Full count pitch to Lindor, and swing and a miss, strike 3. He struck him out with a sinker on the payoff pitch. 6 strikeouts in 6 1/3 innings from King Felix. Now he throws this pitch to Michael Brantley. It's lifted out to left field, but right to Ichiro, who makes the diving grab into shallow left center field. And that is 2 outs in the inning. Felix now at 68 pitches. Not a nice amount of pitches, but he's at 68. And now he will face Jose Ramirez. The 1-0 count to Jose Ramirez. Will this find room in shallow right field? No, it will not. There's Cano. He grabs it in shallow right field. 7 scoreless innings for Felix Hernandez. Bottom of the 7th here from Safeco Field in Seattle. The Mariners up 3-0 over the Indians, who have just 1 hit on the night. Ichiro Suzuki up at the plate. Full count offering here from Otero. And Suzuki, will he be able to beat out the throw? Yes, he's safe. Suzuki beats out the infield single. Even at 44, he's showing off the wheels. Barnes not able to get to the ball in time. And Suzuki now on first base with Ryan Healy up at the plate. Full count pitch to Healy, who hits it into right field, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall. Suzuki round second, heading for third. Will Suzuki round third? No, he will stay there. A double for Ryan Healy. Runners on second and third. No outs as the lineup flips over for the Mariners. It's a new pitcher for the Indians. It's the lefty Tyler Olson, as he will face the lefty trio coming up for the Mariners in Gordon, Cano, and Seager. Here is Gordon on the 1-0 pitch. And it comes in. Gordon hits it to the right side of the infield. Runners not able to advance. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Now up to the plate is Robinson Cano. Cano on the 2-2 pitch. Hits it into right field. That should be enough for the sacrifice fly. Ichiro tags from third, heading for home. He is safe at the plate. And the Mariners take a 4-0 lead, adding yet another insurance run. Kyle Seager looking to get Ryan Healy home with 2 outs. He'll do a little first pitch swing, and that's hit into right field. Will it fall for a base hit? No, it will not. And Chisenhall was there to make the grab on the run, but the Mariners get yet another run, and is now 4-0. Felix still out there as we start the 8th inning. He'll face the 4, 5, 6 hitters, and he's only at 70 pitches. We'll see if he goes for the complete game. And Encarnacion will do a little first pitch swing here, and he hits that right to Segura, who will throw over to Healy for the first out of the inning. Now, that was only 1 pitch that was needed for Encarnacion. 1-2 count, and that's hit right in front of the catcher, and that's an easy 1-3 putout, or 2-3 putout, Alonso to the dugout, and that will be 2 outs in the 7th inning. Now we have Lonnie Chisenhall at the plate. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 7 strikeouts for King Felix. And we'll see if they're going to let him go for the complete game shutout. It's been 8 innings. He's allowed just 1 hit. What a phenomenal performance from Felix Hernandez. Nelson Cruz up at the plate for the Mariners. 3-1 count. He checks his swing and he held up. So Nelson Cruz draws the walk. Runner on first base for Mitch Haniger. He'll do a little first pitch swinging. And that'll be Lindor to Kipnis to Alonso. Almost forgot the name. 6-4-3 double play. And now 2 quick outs in the inning. That'll bring up Gene Segura. 2-2 count to Segura. And he hits that one out to right field. But it looks like it'll be right at Chisenhall, who makes the grab. And now the Indians down to their final 3 outs as we head to the top of the 9th. 4-0 Mariners. Felix will be allowed to go for the complete game. He's only at 80 pitches. He'll face the 7, 8, 9 hitters Barnes, Kipnis, and Naquin. Here is Barnes, first pitch swinging, and that finds room in the outfield for a base hit. And Barnes thought about going for second, said he goes back to first. And it went off the umpire's kneecap into center field, and a new bruise for the second base umpire. That is interesting. So we are going to actually get somebody going here in the bullpen. I got to figure out how to do this now. Would it be? Is it this? No. Is it this? No. I would imagine it has to be game options. Oh, Cleveland sub. That's what I want. Okay. So I want to warm up somebody in the bullpen. We will warm up. We will warm up. Let's warm up Edwin Diaz. He is our closer. Let's just warm up Edwin Diaz, just in case things start to get a little iffy here. Runner on first. That's the first base runner he's allowed, Felix, since the first inning, which is crazy. So we'll see if Felix can get the double play here. He's currently at 81 pitches. Here's Jason Kipnis on the full count offering from Hernandez, and it'll be ball 4. Kipnis is patient and draws the walk. So runners on first and second. Still nobody away. We are going to, I want to visit the mound here. The arm feels fine. That's all I can tell you. We're going to trust Felix. He's earned it. Runners on first and second. Still nobody out. If he allows a run, that'll be it. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that one hit out to left field, but I believe Ichiro will be able to get to this one, and he will. Runners cannot tag, and there's one out. Now up to the plate is Francisco Lindor. Dangerous threat. Still runners on first and second. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Lindor, who hits it into left field for a base hit, but the bases will now be juiced as Hernandez is at 93 pitches. Edwin Diaz is ready. Michael Brantley at the plate. We're going to stick with King Felix here on opening day. Full count to Brantley, and it's ball 4, and Felix walks in a run. That's the first run he's allowed all game, and the bases are still loaded, so we are going to make... Oh, wow, I did not see the big Cleveland substitution, or the substitutions buttons. Whoops. So now we are going to put in there Edwin Diaz. We're going to change our pitcher. We're going to put in our closer, so now this is a save situation with the bases loaded. New pitcher, and he will have to face the heart of the order to get this save. It's an 0-2 count to the 2-0 hitter. It's a swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 outs on the strikeout by Jose Ramirez. So bases loaded, 2 outs. The tying run is on first base. The go-ahead run is at the plate. He is Edwin Encarnacion. Can Diaz help Felix get a win here and allow just 1 run in this big jam? Let's see. It's a 1-2 count to Edwin Encarnacion. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And on opening day in front of their home crowd, the Seattle Mariners pick up the W. Felix Hernandez not able to get the complete game shutout, not even able to pitch the complete game, but he goes 8 1/3 innings, 8 1/3 strong innings. He only allows the 1 run, 3 hits. Edwin Diaz comes in, closes the door, gets the save, and the Mariners start off the season with a win over the vaunted Cleveland Indians. We'll see here just how Seattle was able to score. Robinson Cano had an RBI. Gene Segura had 2. Ichiro Suzuki had 1. Segura had a 2-out RBI. See, Felix went 8 1/3, allowed just the 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts on 100 pitches even, 65 of them strikes. Nice start to the season for King Felix. And Edwin Diaz gets the 2-out save. He strikes out both of the batters he faces and just needs 7 pitches to do it. Meanwhile, Corey Kluber, your loser, he goes just 3 1/3, lost 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, a walk, in 66 pitches. Otero lets up another run himself. Olsen goes 2 strong innings, allows just the 1 walk, and that will be that. You see the roof was closed here in Safeco Field today. Your player of the game in front of a sellout crowd in the game that took 2 hours and 49 minutes, Felix Hernandez. So that is fantastic. We get some achievements there. And just give me 1 second. I want to see how long I've been recording for. Okay, so I think I will just simulate until about the end of the month to see where the team is at, and then that will be the first, that will be the ending of the second episode. So I will see you guys once again at the end of April, hopefully with good news about your Seattle Mariners. It is now May 1st, 2018. The Mariners went through April and played close to 500. They went 13-15, currently 3 games back in the AL West. The pitching is not the issue. That's what I was worried about. But the pitching is not the issue whatsoever. As you can see, we are 3rd in runs against. We are 5th in starters ERA. We are 5th in bullpen ERA. And we are 6th in defensive efficiency. The offense has really been the issue, and especially the offense of guys like Mike Zunino, Gene Segura, and Mitch Haniger and Ryan Healy. They have really held down the lineup, and not in the good way. As a whole, we are 14th in runs scored, 10th in batting average, 12th in OBP, 14th in home runs. Although we are tied for 3rd in stolen bases. You see Nelson Cruz has 6 home runs. Haniger and Seager both have 5. but the lineup has been a major issue as to why this team has not performed as well as they probably could have. Taking a look at the wildcard race, we're 3 games back in the AL West. We are 4 games back in the wildcard race. We are 4 games back right now of the Toronto Blue Jays, who are 18-12. Your Mariners 13-15. So obviously you can't win the division or a wildcard spot in April. As you can see, the magic number is 128 for the Red Sox. So obviously you can't win the division or wildcard spot in April, but you can put yourselves a little ways out. Like as you can see, the Orioles. I don't know why I was about to say the Rockies. I think because I saw them over here. The Orioles are 8-22. They've put themselves pretty far way out of the wild card already. We have not done that. We're only 4 games out of the wild card. We're 3 games back of the division. Now, I don't think we're going to contend for the division, obviously. We are not nearly as talented as the Astros, but we all things considered, there was a solid first month. I would love to improve the lineup. I'm not too sure what I could possibly do in order to do that. We'll see how Dan Vogelbach is doing. He's doing pretty solid down in the PCL. Now, you have to keep in mind that the numbers tend to be inflated in the PCL. It's a very hitter-friendly league. Right now, he is OPSing at a 929 clip. So maybe we should call him up here pretty soon at some point in May. Just looking at how some of these other guys are doing that I have disabled promotion for. Another tip, by the way, if you have any top prospects and you don't want the AI to determine when they get promoted and when they don't, all you have to do is, I'll do it for a guy like that I haven't done, so like a Jake Zokan. So you just right-click on their name, you go all the way down to transaction, and you go to this thing that says Disable AI Demotion Promotion. That way you can promote them when you think they're ready, and that is that. Richie has not done incredibly well in the PCL. Popsy is having some issues. I'm just trying to see if there's anybody at all. I forgot that this team had Cameron Perkins. I forgot about that. I'm trying to see if there's like anybody maybe that I can call up, but this farm system is pretty barren, as I said in the first episode. There's not really too much here that I have to work with. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything with this offense. I'm going to have to make a trade or something. I mean, I can call up Vogelbach, but that's about the only thing I can do at this point, which is a little upsetting. I am going to call up Bradford. I think at some point, Jason Bradford. Oh, I could call up Mike Ford as well. He's another guy that I might like to call up soon. I'd like to call up Nick Rumbelow as too, but the pitching has been pretty solid for the most part. We're going to get Sean Armstrong back, but he is one of our bullpen pieces. Edwin Diaz is doing all right. So is James Passos. Nick Vincent is doing okay. David Phelps he's been serviceable. Nicasio Zipsinski have struggled a little bit. James Paxton has actually kind of struggled a little bit. He pitched to an ERA of 4.00. I want to take a look at his pitching staff, his stats here, and I want to take a look at his advanced stats. If I could do, I want expanded pitching stats. I want to see. Actually, I think I want expanded pitching stats too. That's what I want. So his FIP right now is 4.31, which is a little worrisome. He's striking out guys. He's not walking a ton. His home runs per 9 innings, that's what's doing him in. The 1.5 home runs per 9 innings, that's not a very good mark. So that's hopefully that kind of regresses back to his career mean of 0.7 as the season goes on. Right now his FIP minus is 95. So yeah, he is not having an excellent season. The Big Maple, supposedly. Felix Hernandez has pitched to an incredible 1.62 ERA. I kind of want to see how much of that is skill and how much of that is kind of luck. His FIP is 3.60, so he'll regress as the season goes on. And you can't just look at FIP, obviously, to determine if a pitcher's lucky or not. There's a lot of other factors, but the likelihood that he regresses back to the mean and pitches to an ERA somewhere over 3 is pretty likely. So I'm glad that he's doing well right now. I don't think it'll last, but through his first 7 starts of the year, he's done very well. Mike Leake has not been good at all. I'm almost worried to see what his FIP is. It's 4.29, which is a run better roughly than his ERA, but he's allowing 1.3 home runs per 9 innings. He's not striking out a lot, so he's averaging 93 pitches a game. Let's see how the rest of the rotation is doing. Marco Gonzalez is doing better than I thought he would. He's pitching to a 3.34 ERA. His FIP is 3.54. He is striking out 4.6, so his main thing right now is that he isn't walking a lot of guys. He's not allowing a lot of home runs. I'm not expecting that to continue. It's just based on what he's done over his career, but he's doing pretty well. Let's see. Erasmo Ramirez has been doing all right. If we take a look, he's a fly ball pitcher. He has allowed just 1 home run per 9 innings, which is okay, given that he's a fly ball pitcher. His FIP is 3.53. He's striking out 7 batters per 9 innings. He's walking close to 2. So he's had a solid season as well. Taking a look at the lineup, though, as I said, that's really where we are struggling if we sort by OPS. Nelson Cruz is leading the way. He's slashing 315, 358, 532 with an OPS just 10 ticks under 900 at 890. He has an OPS plus of 141. His BABIP is 397. That's not sustainable, but he'll still have a solid season regardless. Kyle Seager has 5 home runs. He's hitting 266 with an OPS of 808, and then after that, nobody else is OPSing over 800. Cano is hitting 282, 336, 427 with 3 home runs. That's a 763 OPS. Gamble just came back, so these stats are a little skewed. Right now he's hitting 267, but I'm waiting to see because he only has 17 plate appearances. He's been back for 5 games. Mitch Haniger has struggled greatly. His OPS is under 700. He has 5 home runs, but he's hitting under the Mendoza line, and he's not getting on base a lot. D. Gordon is doing okay, about what you would expect. He has the pretty high average of 288 with a 319 OBP, but he doesn't hit for any power, so the overall OPS will never be high. Gene Segura has really struggled. I was not expecting this. He's hitting just 239, 272, 321 for an OPS of 593. He has 2 home runs. I'm kind of hoping that he gets better as the year goes on. His BABIP is 267. I'd like to think that's below his career average if I had to guess. So we are going to take a look and see. His career BABIP is 317, so it's well below his career average. So I think hopefully I'll knock on wood, which I'm doing right now. He'll bounce back. Ryan Healy is not doing well at all. He only has 1 home run, which is pretty bad when his calling card is power. He's hitting 186, 223, 258 with an ugly OPS of 481. His BABIP is 239, but still, just those stats are ugly regardless. Zunino, as I expected, has regressed greatly. He only has a home run. He's hitting a $145 with an OPS of 452. That's not very good. His BABIP is 233, but overall, the offense has been the major reason why this team is under 500. The pitching hasn't been awful. I'm expecting the pitching to regress, though, which kind of worries me a little bit. So, I don't know. We'll see. We're in May right now. The first-year player draft is a month from now. I can't remember what pick we have. I know I can probably check, but not sure what pick we have. It's probably not a fantastic pick. I think I'm trying to remember. I know it's in the middle somewhere. I just can't remember the exact number. But that'll do it for episode number 2 of the Seattle Mariners franchise here on Out of the Park Baseball 19. Be sure to leave some comments, feedback, just whatever you want to do in the comments section. I like interacting with all y'all that leave comments. One of my favorite things to do on YouTube. It's one of the coolest things I think about YouTube. But thank you once again for all the support. I'll see you probably next weekend with episode number 3 when we get to the first-year player draft and maybe further. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.